Good morning to you and welcome to your Sunday, January 16th main newscast. With your news at this time, my name is Joshua Van Slykeman and thank you for joining us on the radio with a difference. Let's get to the news in details. The latest legal case filed by Kaieteur News publisher Glenn Lau via his attorney at law Mohammed R. Ali does not only challenge the tax provisions of the Stabroek Block PSA. It also challenges the validity of Order 10 of 2016, which was moved to the National Assembly by former Finance Minister Winston Jordan. That order allowed the companies and subcontractors of ExxonMobil and its partners, Hess Corporation and CNOOC Petroleum GAN Limited, to enjoy an extraordinary tax-free ride that is catered for in their contract. Counsel for the applicant is contending that the order was made under the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act, and Ali argues, however, that a piece of legislation is not a tax act or other subsidiary legislation made under such act. Therefore, the said order is ultra vires, unlawful, null void, and of no legal effect. He further argues that the subsection of the Financial Administration and Audit Act specifically provide that except as provided in subsections of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, no remission, concessions, or waivers is valid unless expressly provided for in a tax act or subsidiary legislation. The Auditor General has found in its most recently conducted investigation that the Office of the Prime Minister spent a whopping $790 million during the year 2020 on items purchased for relief hampers. However, bills were only provided for $213 million. According to AG Deodat Sharma, the monies were allocated to Disasters Preparedness Response and Management line item 692. As a result, the Audit Office said it could not determine whether the items valued $577.07 million were received and properly accounted for. In response, the Office of the Prime Minister explained that it was responding to an emergency situation, hence the requisite documents were not presented. As such, the Audit Office recommended that the head of the budget agency submit the relevant documentations to facilitate a verification of the receipt and distribution of the items. 3 children were rendered fatherless yesterday after their father succumbed at the Georgetown Public Hospital as a result of severe head injuries, which he sustained in an accident with a truck on Thursday last. The man, identified as 45-year-old Colin Mendonca of Parika East Bank Essequibo and Pittsburgh Sport Kaituma Region 1, was struck down by the truck close to 13 hours while riding across the Parika Public Road on his bicycle. CCTV footage obtained showed the man being hurled a short distance away as a result of the impact before he landed on the paved road head first. Police were alerted by one of the eyewitnesses who offered to rush the severely injured father of 3 to the Lenora Cottage Hospital. As it relates to the investigation into the accident, we were reliably informed that the driver of the truck who struck down Mendonca is still in custody. CCTV systems, commonly known as video surveillance equipment, that were purchased by the government since 2015 by the then Ministry of the Presidency, was yet to be delivered at the time of the Auditor General's report in 2020. According to AG Deodat Sharma, the CCTV systems, which with a cost of $19.108 million, which was purchased during 2015 for the National Intelligence Center, has still not been delivered. However, it was noted that the ministry has engaged the Attorney General's office on the way forward on this matter. Meanwhile, the Office of the President's response explained that the head of the budget agency stated that this matter was discussed at the Public Accounts Committee meeting in July 2021 when the 2015 audit was being done. The ministry added that it has since written to the current Attorney General to be advised on the way forward. Bandits on Friday night might have used a young woman in her early 20s to steal a white Toyota Allian motorcar HC9968 from an unsuspected taxi driver. The victim, Steve Motorveen, had his car hijacked around 19 hours 30 by 2 gunmen at an area located in South Rhineville, Georgetown. However, it could be a case whereby Steve was led into a trap by an innocent-looking, beautiful female passenger who hired his car to the Giftland Mall located on the east coast of Demerara for a drop to South. When they arrived at the location, the female passenger directed him to stop at a house. The taxi driver did as he was told, and the young woman exited and walked towards the car trunk to take out her belongings. Steve said as he was doing so, two armed men attacked him and hit him in his head with a gun. They dragged him out of the car, jumped in and drove away. Still believing that his passenger had nothing to do with the hijacking of his car, he decided to call out for the occupants of the house where she allegedly lives. To his surprise, however, the occupant told him that no one matching the description lives there. Read the full story in today's Kaieteur News. And finally, at this time, citing the economic crisis prevailing in the oil-rich Guyana, with the steady increase of cost of living, despite numerous oil and gas discoveries coupled with predictions of GDP growth by the World Bank and other financial institutions, leader of the PNCR, Aubrey Norton, has called on the government to plunge what he described as abuse of tax exemption. Norton was at the time making recommendations to the PPPCs on Budget 2022, which is expected to be presented soon. Among the suggestions given by Norton was a need for tax exemptions to switch to tax credits, an idea that was touted since 2017 by the Guyana Revenue Authority's Commissioner General, Godfrey Stacia. And now we turn our attention to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News that is dedicated to being blunt. Must we sit back and watch as our wealth is plundered from every side? Of course, that is an impossible when a revolutionist such as Glenn Lowell resides within our 83,000 square miles. Not only has he been talking the talk, but has been walking the walk with a view of putting Guyana in such impeccable standing that every citizen of our society can truly live a good life. Let's throw our support behind this man who stands up for all of Guyana. And with that, we've come to the end of your main newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Josh Van Slackman. On behalf of the news and technical team, wishing you and your family a great remainder of your Sunday morning, encouraging you to practice social distancing and, of course, to wear your face mask. Coming up at 11 hours, it's going to be time for a rebroadcast of last Monday's edition of